Okay, now I'm going to set up a load of nodes to for rendering, right? So we're not going to, well, we're going to do a little bit, but not much geometry kind of manipulation per se. Just set up, you know, just to organize stuff basically. So we'll start with the glass. So I'm going to just set up glass beauty render. So beauty is, you know, generally the term used for the actual, when you do a render, is the actual, the colors, right? So the full render with everything together, not just reflections or just shadows, which we're going to be separating. So let's go in here, and then I'm just going to object merge in our glass, that out from the glass sim. There we go. Okay, I've got this set to manual, so you know we're not going to see it yet. And then just set the material as well. So I think in the shop context where I just pasted those materials, I'm going to use this glass dark. Okay, and let's do another geometry for the car. So call this car beauty render, and then I'll grab the out from here, object merge, and then so where was it? In the body wheel post sim and the out. Okay, got that. And obviously we've already got the materials on there, so we don't need to set up anything for that. And then the car, I need another one of these, okay, which is the same, but it's just going to be for the shadows, and I'll explain how that works in a moment. Shadow render. Okay, just drop that there. Car shadow, got car beauty, the glass. We want the light post thing, so the actual collision geometry. Light post render. Okay, dive inside here, object merge, and find that. So the collision geometry in the sim, I think we've got it. So body wheel sim out call. There we go. This guy. And yeah, this material, I think we're going to use the silver. So render material, and then into the shop context. You can use the material or the shop context. We've got them in the shop. It doesn't matter really. Okay, just this silver one we're going to use. Okay, and what else do we want? Okay, so a couple of other things we're going to do which are a bit different. Let me turn those off and turn these off. By the way, if you wanted to see the background I worked out, if you go into your camera, set this back up to auto, and press D on your keyboard there to go here, and where was it? In the visualize, no, background, turn display background on, and then if you, there we go, just drop the lighting quality down, then you can see this is what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be dropping the car over the top of this. Okay, so you can see it there. Anyway, let me drop another geometry node, and I want to get the, yeah, basically the, well, that kind of is handy because yeah, I want to see, we want to get these reflections, which we kind of got from the light, the HDRI here, which will give us information for this. But to help that along, we're going to drop a grid on the ground and kind of project these textures onto that grid so that we can get you know, a better reflections on the car from this, as if it's sitting on this ground. Okay, so we're going to call this reflection beauty render. Okay, and then I'm going to dive in here, drop a grid. Okay, and then again I'm just going to, you know, drop in the size that we got that works for us, so that we've all got the same the same value, so 15.8 by 56.7, and then the center I'm going to move it over -2, move it down a tiny bit, 0.05, and then in Z -7.6, and then rotate it a little bit, so what have we got, -58.1. Okay, does that look right? Let me just check. Looks okay. And then yeah, obviously give it some resolution as well. Okay, and yeah, what we're going to do is drop a UV texture to apply UVs to this. Okay, let me just double check these numbers are correct. Looks fine. Yes, fantastic. Okay, and then in this UV texture, we're going to use the camera to project UVs, right? So we go to perspective from camera, and then we have to connect up that camera. So come here, and I think we should be able to visualize them if we go to UV quick shade. We'll see that. There we go. So if I turn that off, you can see they're projected from Y. And then here now they're projected from the camera. So as soon as I move out the camera, you can see the effect. Okay, so jump back in there, and then I'll drop a well, we can put the material here or outside, doesn't matter. Put that down there, and the material will be proj for projection shop. This one PROJ. Okay, for projection proj. So leave that. Make sure you leave the visualizer on here, so that's what's rendered. Okay, very important. And then we're going to basically copy this for shadows. So we need to get that shadow information from the car to put over the roads here. So let's call this reflection shadow. Shadow render, that's fine, and jump inside there, and all we need for this is the grid itself. Okay, and then for the material we need to use the shadow catcher, so just find that shadow catcher here, which will basically render out like an alpha of the shadow of the car on this grid and nothing else, and then we can use that to fake a shadow on this background. Okay, good.